on into God's house.
Balls and a butthole. You're a comedic genius.
Can't goddamn lay down on the floor in your own house.
You want to film it.
Yeah, well.
We're the blunt people, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Blunt People Podcast, the only podcast that exists. On this podcast, 4 comedians put their powers together to fill an hour and hopefully entertain you. Welcome to the Blunt People.
Who's down with BPP?
Yeah, you know me.
I'm Chase Myers.
I'm Erin Engel.
And I'm Vanessa Dunn. We're the blunt people, y'all.
Yup, get used to it. Okay, which one of us is going first?
I'm gonna go first. I
right.
want to get this thing started. The 4 of us, just to reiterate, the 4 of us are gonna tell a story based on our own specific interest. I would like to talk about the 4th of July. I mean, we just had it. I feel like this story is gonna be real topical to that. Plus, I only got this episode, or it's not gonna make sense. So I want to tell you guys about the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Amazing.
Please.
Yes. Okay, before I start, what do we know about the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
I think
Why
I'll
are you
ruin-
eating hot dogs?
I will ruin it. I think I know what you're going to tell us about.
I believe that some people are dunking their doggies in water before they morph them.
Yeah,
This is
or
very
just for
true.
bread at least. Yeah.
Can I
This
just
is
list
very-
some names? Can I list some names?
Please go, please.
Kobayashi, Joey
Bam.
Chestnut.
Joey
Bam.
Chestnut.
Yeah, that's
Look,
all.
And honestly, that's who you need to know. Those
Yeah.
are your 2 main
Okay.
characters.
Heavy
of the
hitters.
Nathan hot dog
Right.
eating competition. Okay. Now, this is a celebration of America, is what it's supposed to be. It happens on Coney Island every July 4th
Mhm.
since 1972. They've been having just people up there eating hot dogs. So here's the history of it, right?
Wait, can I make a joke?
Please,
It's
all the
extremely, the hot dog eating contest happens on the 4th of July because there's nothing more American than ignoring how the sausage was made and shoving as many of them as possible down your throat.
Yeah. I think we're saying the same thing. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to really.
Yeah, make sure people understand. No,
Yeah.
there's no better way to celebrate our country than what happens on Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York, every
Yeah.
4th of July. So basically, here's the run of it. For about 30 years, this competition was just kind of a goofy thing. The winner, there's a 12-minute limit on your competition. The winners would eat anywhere from 15 to 20 hot dogs. That was how they would celebrate America, is with 15 to 20 hot dogs.
Those are rookie numbers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, nobody was taking it serious. Okay, nobody took it as a sport. Meanwhile, over in Japan, they take everything serious, turns out, and they were 10 years ahead of us. As far as this being a eating competition. This is not just everybody shoot off fireworks and get high cholesterol. This is, we're going to work out and
They
eat
got
these
trainers.
hot dogs. Yes. So Travis mentioned him already. I want to point out somebody that I feel like gets forgotten, and that is Kobayashi. Kobayashi was the first man to come to the Nathan's hot dog eating competition in 2001 at 19 years old with a dream.
Wow.
Just a disgusting dream. Up until that point, the most hot dogs eaten in 12 minutes was 25 and a half, which that person should be ashamed of themselves.
For not finishing the last dog. So
How
sad.
dare you?
Hey, kind of a real question. Like,
Yeah.
I know no one would like realistically do this, but like if you just have like that last half a hot dog, like, and you can't physically like just get it in your mouth because you're just so backed up like this way, you just pop that in your butt. Is that like, I mean,
That's not TV friendly.
So yeah, I feel like in underground competitions, maybe there's some butt play that goes on.
like get as many, and then it's like once you eat as many as you can, then it's like how many can you get up in the keister, right?
Huh.
Probably.
That's a different
I don't know if
competition.
I'm gonna say
think.
right after.
Well, it's all the same tube.
Sure.
Top
Sure.
or bottom.
I don't think it's taken less effort to shove it in the top than shove it in the bottom.
Maybe more.
I think it's worth 2 if it goes through the bottom. I think that's what
it should be.
I think there's got to be some type of judgment call made on that.
What's a 3-point shot in hot dog eating? If that's
2 at
points,
once.
what's 3?
Well, I guess that's 4. Ooh, that's that. Ooh, same time, maybe? Same time?
All right, sorry, Chase. I didn't mean to get us this far off.
No. So 25 and a half hot dogs was the most hot dogs ever eaten up until 2001. Any guess at any hot dogs Kobayashi ate?
80.
60.
59.
Oh, Vanessa's
Price-
closest.
Price is right.
Goddamn
50.
Price is right,
One.
asshole.
50 doggies. So we're talking
Immediately angry y'all got at her strategy.
at the undercut.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking a boiled doggy and like
Yes.
a dry white bun. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
the
So-
Northwest brand would be Franz, but whatever the most like Kroger, like basic bun.
Whatever
Nope.
Nathan's
It's a Nathan hot
Oh,
dog.
of course.
Nathan.
They must have their own. They must have their own bun brand.
Or
Yeah,
whoever they're
so-
contracting with.
Kobayashi was revolutionary to this horrible sport because instead of just eating the hot dog bun and all, he brought in hot water. He decided hot water was the best way.
I see.
You remove the hot dog from the bun, you dip the hot dog bun in hot water, you wring it out quickly, you put it in your mouth, as well as you can put 2 hot dogs in your mouth now by that. So now he's coming in with an actual method. And it pops, man. It pops. It turns out this is like revolutionary to hot dog eating. ESPN gets interested. Kobayashi gets a MasterCard commercial.
I don't think I've seen that. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
Guess what he does?
Eats
He
a
eats a
hot dog.
hot dog. He just eats a hot dog very fast.
What a fucking ledge.
Yeah, and then he's in another one, and he eats a hot dog there's a female hot dog eating champion. Hold on, I got her
What's
name.
her
down there.
name?
A woman?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's guess her name. Let's guess her name. Everyone guess what her name is.
Wait. Okay. Is she American? What nationality first?
She's Japanese as well.
Oh, I'm not guessing a Japanese.
Yeah, guys stay away.
Why'd
from
you
this.
say that, man? I was gonna be like Bronwyn Cheeseburger. Oh no, it's
No, her name is Mikey Soto. And she has actually won the hot dog eating contest 8 times.
Damn.
She is just run shit on the female side of it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are we?
so-
Is there a female bracket and a male bracket?
Yes.
And
yes.
is Nathan's hot dog company willing to unpack the gender issue and open up a non-binary league?
look, it's
Not at
basics.
all. Not even close.
Not yet. You're not that far in Coney Island.
They will throw you out of the room if you come in anywhere with that in a meeting. You get out of here, okay? Because what the Nathan's hot dog eating competition really loves is America, and what they fucking really love is to say America versus Kobayashi versus Japan.
rude.
Japan. This is the thing. So the entire time that Kobayashi is winning, he wins 6 years in a row, right? And it's one of those things where he's like, it's like the 4-minute mile or whatever, and then suddenly people get this motherfucker. It's like the 3-minute mile. Like he doubled what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
And people have elevated, but they haven't elevated to 50. And 50 was just the first time he had ever done it. He continued to go up from there. I believe he got up to like 60 being the most. But yeah, the entire time of his reign, anytime you went to the show, it was like, this is a sad day for America. That's what it was. And Kobayashi doesn't speak English. He's not picking up on any of this, like,
good for him.
Yeah, like so he doesn't understand like how America is like crazy. Like he doesn't quite get it. He's just there to make competitive eating a sport, and he does a great job. He puts it on the fucking map. There's reality shows. They literally had like a glutton bowl where they had him just like eat like a Thanksgiving dinner in like minutes.
He can eat anything. He can eat anything.
Yeah. Hot dog eating competition is what got him off. Like that's what popped him. But Duke, it might have got him off. I don't know.
Come on, bro. Think about what you said. That makes too much sense.
I'm just looking for when Erin makes that face at me. I'm like, all right, I gotta go back.
Retrace your steps.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but no, he also smashed like 97 crystal burgers in like whatever amount of time that is set for. That he becomes so popular that becomes a major league eating like league.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's touring around with that. They do there's a man versus like beast special in the early 2000s or whatever where they have humans compete against like man
versus food.
Yeah,
a very hungry dog
runs against a zebra right in a race, and so Kobayashi ate hot dogs against a bear.
I remember that.
Right? Yeah.
I remember that, bro. That bear beat the shit out of Kobayashi.
That bear beat, Kobayashi was terrified. Yeah, he was.
Did the bear have a taste for hot dogs, or was it his first?
That's what I'm wondering.
It was just a plate of hot dogs in front of it, so it didn't have any. It's just and a bear's gonna bear like what you gonna not eat 60 hot dogs or whatever it is. And I believe the way that thing worked was whoever ate them first, like whoever just ate all of them in front of you first.
Okay.
And the bear is like with a paw just shoveling in like 8 or 9 at a time.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't even have to catch it. I don't have to gather it. I just Usually I have to like catch salmon. This time I just slide all this nitrate
dinner plate
meat.
Right, for real.
Ate the paper boat that it came into. Asked for some chili.
I feel like if I could eat that fast, I would never pay for food again. It would just be all food challenges. Like, can you do this in 30 minutes?
Right.
It's free. I'd be like, okay.
It would be a fun gag just to like bring a road bear with you to all the like diners, drive-ins, and dives like competitions and sign the bear up and then try to like Air Bud rules it. Where it's like, where in the rules does it say a bear can't try to eat the world's biggest chili burger?
You know that Air Bud rules come in handy at all times.
Yeah.
In my world.
Anytime I can use it, I use it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't say. It does not say.
Show me.
It's not in the rules.
Beautiful stuff. Well, that's a beautiful tale of human triumph.
So that is just that is Kobayashi's story, right?
Okay. All right.
So there's a rivalry that is a brewing because there's an
America versus Kobayashi.
There is an American named Joey Chestnut, right? And
great name,
Joey Chestnut, and he looks like he can eat 60 hot dogs in 10
That bro
like
can suck him down like a high velocity
toilet. Is he a big fella?
He's bigger. So, and that's the thing. Kobayashi's actually skinny. Later on, he actually gets ripped. Like he has a 6-pack and stuff. He'll eat 62 hot dogs and then show off his abs. Like he's like Kobayashi's like sexy. Like
I could see how we as America would hate that.
Yeah. I watched an interview with Kobayashi where he actually said that he had never seen, because he had only been in Japan, that he had never seen people as big as what was here. And it was like he was intimidated whenever he went to the first like that Nathan's hot dog competition was like one of his first competitions in America, and he was like intimidated by the fridge sitting next to him or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like so Joey Chestnut, he is determined he's going to end the reign of Kobayashi. He starts working out, literally like chewing a rubber ball to make his jaw stronger. He's like doing a bunch of work. He's got, I watched a thing where like
sharpening his teeth into blades.
He's got a trainer yelling, get him down, don't quit on yourself, push. It's just disgusting hot dog on it, just sweat, the whole thing. In 2006, he gives Kobayashi a run for his money. He only comes up like a couple hot dogs short. 2007, he finally beats Kobayashi. He sets the record for hot dogs with, I believe it was 69 at the time. Nice. And nice, right? And Kobayashi I'm lying to you. It was 66. I just couldn't say what I said. It was 66. And Kobayashi had,
for no reason.
Kobayashi had 63. So the both of them set the record, but Joey Chestnut actually beat him. So now that's the reign. The next year, Kobayashi gets arthritis in his jaw and goes out there and has his Michael Jordan flu game and fucking shoves as many hot dogs as he can. Him and Joey Chestnut tie. They fucking tie. They tie. Wow. There's no rules. What do we do? So they have a 5 hot dog.
This is America. We don't believe in ties.
We will not have
Bring
that
out
shit
the
here.
bear.
They have like a 5 hot dog eating, like that. Whoever eats 5 hot dogs first.
A little top off.
Yeah, a little top off. Joey Chestnut wins. America wins again. Everything is right with the world.
This is what year?
This is 2008 now. So Joey Chestnut has now won 2 years in a row.
I'm actually told that's what kicked off the recession.
It is. You can't prove that it didn't. It's the theme of this show. So
that was actually in Freakonomics, I think.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly so you guys can get to yours. So the Major League Food Eating whatever, that league, right? That was created by the Nathan's people to capitalize on the fact that suddenly ESPN was airing the hot dog competition. So they wanted to make it like a real thing. So they would tour around. They would do like 60 dates a year, eating random stuff.
Oh, not just hot dogs.
Yeah, the Crystals burgers.
Is Crystals a burger chain?
Yeah,
these,
they have like little sliders
and stuff. Yeah, they got little sliders and they just had different, like it would be different things. But Kobayashi starts looking at the contract, realizes the contract is all fucked because it basically means that Nathan's owns everything about them. They can't make any money as competitive eaters outside of the new league that was created. They also
Lorne Michaels situation.
Yeah, they can't do commercials outside. Like they can't make any income outside of what that is.
Nathan's, you dirty dogs.
Yes, so Kobayashi is not going to have it. Kobayashi's standing up for freedom. He doesn't sign with the league.
Hell yeah.
After he had been with it for a while. Well, now he can no longer compete in the Nathan's competition. He's not allowed to compete in the competition because he's not in the league. So Kobayashi does this thing where the next year he tries to get in. He's like, at least let me just come and do that. That's like, like this whole league started because of the Nathan's hot dog competition where I fucking ate 50 hot dogs at one time. Like that's where it is. And they won't let him.
I made you.
Exactly. Yeah. And so he shows up. He just wants to be there. Crowd starts chanting, Kobayashi, Kobayashi, Kobayashi. He doesn't speak English, right? He does. So he gets up on stage and he's trying to like, be like, hey, can I get in or whatever? And the Nathan's hot dog people treat him as if he's trespassing. He gets arrested.
No.
He goes, they escort him off. They say he like all kind of shit. All the everything about it gets thrown out. The fucking judge threw it out, but they did arrest this man and so now he no longer fucks with them anymore. This whole fucking beef. He hasn't been in the competition since 2008. He now just goes around and does private eating shows and stuff.
Private display.
He's an independent eater. He just gets out there and he gets 100% of the eating profit.
I've tweeted about this before. You can hire Kobayashi to come eat at your party. And
Nice.
I have a lot of like dream, like if I had a lot of money, funny things I would do. And like up there is just inviting all of my friends and renting out like a whole space. And then just the centerpiece of it is Kobayashi like crying as he just like chokes down hot dogs the entire night. And just not telling anyone that's what it's going to be. And just people show up and it's Kobayashi.
That's a special guest. That's a special guest
Right.
you pay for twice because you got to buy that food too.
Yeah, I wonder if he'd open for me.
Or maybe like Thanksgiving.
Just
all the leftovers.
eating hot dogs, and that's how I get in trouble to stand up.
All right, just a button on it real quick. So
Okay.
he no longer fucks with them. Like I said, he's off doing his own thing. He's got a happy life, eats whatever he wants. Joey Chestnut has gone on to win this competition 15 of the last 16 years. And the year he did get beat by somebody. He did get beat by somebody just randomly in the middle of it. And apparently it just made him stronger. He set the record for most hot dogs. I think it's, hold on, let me see. I can find it real quick. 75.
I'm going to say he got beat by
hot dogs.
Arthur Cashew.
He got beat by Matt Stoney.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Matt Stoney ate 62 hot dogs that year to Joey Chestnut's 60. Just came out of nowhere. But yeah, 76 is the record. I said 75 a minute ago. 76 is the record.
I think that guy's the coolest guy in the entire story. Is the guy who just came in, beat the champ once, and was like, "This is a weird thing to spend your life doing."
Well, back to my regular job.
Yeah.
I don't even like hot dogs that much.
He's vegan now. I wonder, like, do they consider weed a performance-enhancing drug for this?
I wonder if they drug test. That's true.
That's a really good question.
They shouldn't.
I mean, I bet something like a sort of a speed would probably help you. So you can't
I'm
be
sure
doing-
you're right, but I just the vibes I get from Nathan's hot dog eating contest makes me think that all those men are pitiably sober. I think.
They are
Okay.
very serious about it.
Yeah, no, it's
It's game
well,
day.
Chase, good game, bud. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Thank you for doing
Thanks,
that.
guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was nervous being the first story of the.
and I'm proud of you that you
First
stepped
ever.
up like that. I
You
was
did.
like, yeah,
And you killed it.
yeah,
Thanks, guys.
good job, bud.
crushed it.
Like
Are
60
you-
hot dogs right there.
I'm kind of hungry though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm alone, but I ate my fill of hot dogs over the last week just with leftovers from Forza. So I'm done.
There you go.
All right, who's
Well,
next?
Sweet. Bat it up to
Erin?
Vanessa.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Let's go.
All right. So I got a story. It's kind of sports related, kind of politician related, because it's about Herschel Walker.
Oh,
The-
gimme. Give
Yes,
me his dumbass.
Some of you might know him as a former running back. He was in the NFL for 12 seasons from 86 to 97. And now he is the Republican Senate choice for Georgia. Now,
Wow.
Just a normal road.
Mhm.
There. Just
yes, now, like, if you don't know, since he started campaigning, things that have come out. One, he has 3 illegitimate children that he lied to his campaign manager about.
Like, you could have
Two.
just been honest.
Yeah.
Domestic violence accusations have come up. Now, these 2 things are also, he also has questionable business practices that they're worried about.
Wait, what does that
Oh,
mean?
you know, I feel like all 3 of these things are regular politician shit, right?
yeah.
But most
The
recently,
DV
this
is
guy-
regular football shit, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
Really.
You're right.
Not
That
gonna
one
work.
has a crossover. That has
Yeah.
a crossover.
If am I overstepping to ask what his bad business practices stuff was? Is that
They
am I
didn't
ruining
really
anything?
say on too many of the media articles that I was reading. They all were just saying questionable business practices, or he's facing scrutiny about his business practices. And I was kind of like,
That happens
this
a lot, I
is-
think, with guys who just have a lot of money. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they can't fail. So like I've wound up like working for a couple people where it's like, oh no, it's just this can't fail, and that has allowed you to make so many mistakes. You know.
I agree, but he is not coming back on any of these mistakes. He's just like, most recently, the thing he has come out about is air pollution. So he deadass did a speech for his campaign, and he said, his point was that it's pointless to clean the air because, and I quote, "We don't control the air. Our good air floats over to China, and then we get China's bad air. So when China gets our good air, their bad air moves over into our good airspace, and now we
Classic
have to
swap.
clean that up."
I see no problems here.
Yeah.
What are we even talking about?
From a
today?
scientific perspective, it's important to understand that air moves in chunks. They're called airlets.
And,
these-
and
they
it's
move
sort
around
of like that
cubes.
game where you move cars to get one off of the grid. You really just take each other's
Yeah.
place.
Or
That's
like
what
Pac-Man,
chaos-
like when you go off this side, you come back on the other side.
Isn't it?
Ow, 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 ow.
But I'm just like, yo, somebody donate. I mean,
It's
$5.5 million have been donated to his campaign.
it's
Dummy.
Like,
amazing.
and the CPE is going on here. What is going on?
Dummy bucks, man.
So first
Yeah.
off, he's Trump's boy, right? Like he spoke.
Yeah,
at
Trump
the,
has
he
endorsed him.
spoke at
Trump
the
endorsed
Republican convention a couple
Mhm.
years ago
Yep.
and stuff. And that's where that China shit comes from. He knows if he just gets up there and say it's China's fault, people will donate that money to him. Like he knows the fucking play. Also, I got in an argument with somebody at work one time because Herschel Walker was back in Trump and this person decided that meant Trump can't be racist because Herschel Walker is a black man, and they have
it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and I just want to point out it doesn't work that way. Also, the reason why Herschel Walker and Trump are cool is because Trump used to own a team for the United States Football League, which was a competitor of the NFL. Which, by the way, he ran into the fucking ground. It was running fine until he bought a team and then it went bankrupt. But Herschel Walker was the number one prospect, was supposed to be the NFL's number one pick. Trump threw $3 million at him to choose his league over the NFL, and he did that, becoming the highest paid player in the $3 million in 1984 or whatever was the highest paid athlete.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if you pay me $3 million at any point in my life, like I'll come speak at your party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it don't mean you're not racist.
Right.
It makes me a special kind of like deep down sad. This is that like we just live in this amazing time where you can know so many things. Like you can learn about chaos theory, you can learn about how the weather works. It's all very complicated, but if you're a politician, you can literally just hire someone to like, give you the notes on it. And it never happens. And it's so crazy and it's so frustrating. That's where you get like the dude holding like a snowball up in Congress, just like, huh? It's like,
well, what about this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's indicative of how stupid we really are, right?
Yes.
It's just, but I mean, do you guys
fame obsessed too?
I saw a lot of people tweeting about this, and they were tweeting that they thought that Herschel Walker's people were letting him down by letting him go out there and embarrass himself like this. And what they, I think, were referring to was that like he had brain damage from CTE of playing professional football. But like also, like he's saying dumb things, but like if we throw some context of like other people who are running as Republicans for different things that are like Trump sycophants, like a lot of them are saying equally stupid things.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that we're like, oh no, like we're pretending that he couldn't know better, but like there are people without the excuse of like I played in the NFL for 11 seasons or whatever that are just as stupid. So I just wanted to point that out, I guess.
They're just,
if not more so.
Yeah.
And less head bonks to show for it.
Yeah.
Right? No rings. I'm just they have way less than 80,000 rushing yards or whatever. 8,000. Maybe 2 rushing yards, like we're the inferior politicians.
Oh boy, that is embarrassing.
I'm just like, well, I don't know. Like a part of me is kind of like, who is letting him run? But then also like, who's gonna stop him from running? So
yeah. I mean, that goes back to the business stuff. Is like you know, if he can't run out of money, he can't like really fail to a degree. And that's how politics work, unfortunately. I mean, it only gets highlighted when it's like an athlete doing it. But it's not like regular politicians are geniuses. Like a lot of times they're just rich people's kids,
Yeah,
that's true.
Also, like nothing's gonna happen. He could go out there and embarrass himself this whole fucking time, and he is now like got a core group of people that will follow him and whatever dumb shit thing he tries to do after this. Like he's got him now. Like, so it doesn't matter. He could keep saying embarrassing shit. People are going to follow him to the fucking grave.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Do you have any further Herschel Walker shade to throw, Vanessa?
I think that's enough. I don't think he's under the tree.
Wait, I got one. I got a sports one at him real quick.
Ooh.
Right. So he
Herschel Walker's catching strays.
I know. So Herschel Walker, yeah, and this is about his career too. This isn't even about what he said. This is about him as a running back, as a man. So
as a man,
he was a great running back with Dallas, right? But
he was.
But they knew, like, yo, this team isn't going anywhere. I bet we can flip him and turn this whole thing around. So they traded him to Minnesota for like 6 or 7 picks. It was one of those things that like never happened back then, where you trade a player for future draft picks, and those draft picks ended up becoming like Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman. And that's what ended up being the Dallas Cowboys dynasty, is they won 3 Super Bowls and whatever it was 4 years off of Herschel Walker's trade way back when, and he never won anything after he was traded.
Okay.
No, he went back
there.
to the Cowboys though, and
then
didn't
eventually
get
went
any
back to the
ring.
Cowboy. Yeah,
He did go back.
Yeah.
Right. To say a good thing about Herschel Walker, 61 touchdowns in the NFL is pretty good. Pretty good.
No, 8,000 yards.
Those
61
thighs
touchdowns.
in the 90s.
Maybe his campaign platform should be, if you elect me, the next team is going to be off the chain.
Yeah, like we're gonna make a dynasty here. Okay.
America's going to really pop off once I'm out.
We're gonna hit the ground so hard we bounce.
And I feel like since he's running in Georgia and went to Georgia University, that there's some people that are just like, go Dogs, like fuck it, like it's Herschel
Right,
Walker.
they don't give a fuck.
They
People
don't
give
give a
a
fuck.
fuck about anything. Yeah, like why
Just
not?
like-
I love Herschel Walker. They'd be like, what about the air pollution thing? Be like, what? What are you fucking talking about?
What air pollution?
Yeah.
Are you talking about China's dirty air? Yeah.
Right.
Get it out of here.
I heard that.
Make some good points, that man.
Every morning I go out and I blow my leaf blower and my aerosol of Clorox into the sky. And that's me doing my part.
You get my neighbor's bad air out of my space.
I just write pen pal letters to people from China, and I make little paper airplanes and I throw them up in the air, and I just assume the air is gonna, that's how it works.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
It
fine.
It also works if you put
They
the
just
note
force
in a
gump
balloon.
it to-
Yeah.
Stunning. Gorgeous.
All right, great story, Vanessa.
Good,
Thank
good
you,
stuff,
Vanessa.
That's news to me. I love it.
All right,
yeah.
we are 2 for 2 so far. I'm feeling it.
Well, prepare to be let down by Ingles
All
segment.
right. What type of garbage you came up with?
All right. So you all know about me that I'm an ideas man. Okay, action. That's for the staff. Yeah, I'm the ideas guy. But I do have a plan going forward in Blunt People. I think I have my segment worked out, but I'm just going to give a little taster this time. I think go deeper in the future is the plan. But my future segment starting today will be called Snacks, Hacks, and Personal Attacks.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
Okay, so
Snacks,
the
hacks,
premise.
and personal attacks. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so the premise is this: every podcast, I'm going to either or review a new snack from a grocery store or a delightful food chain, or try out and share and rank an internet hack for things. I'll give an example in a moment. Or I'm going to roast somebody or a series of somebodies. Okay, so this started out. Last time we got together, I brought up those mochi ice creams. I was like, man, I got opinions on snacks. I could really share this stuff going forward. I don't know if we lost Travis or what. You still here, buddy?
No, he's back.
Okay. Okay, hacks is because that's what I spend most of my time on the internet doing. For example, just now I found some that I'm gonna pick up. Maybe y'all have tried some of these. You'll let me know. But you know what's really big right now? Lemon and baking soda. Seemingly, you can do absolutely anything with lemon and baking soda.
Okay.
Personally, I will say this: didn't have to be told by TikTok, but because I already do this. If you got a clogged up drain and you want to and you want to circumvent the Drano process because you're worried about poisoning the dolphins or whatever, a little bit of baking soda, white vinegar, hot water cleans that baby out pretty lickety split. You do that, Vanessa?
I do that. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Look at us saving the earth.
Right. And it even works with apple cider vinegar if you don't have any regular vinegar.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't recommend though. Wouldn't recommend.
It's because of the fragrance.
that as well. Yeah.
So things I saw, I'm gonna try out, and also, I might have to kick somebody to Jason Travis's household because one thing required water stains, and I don't have any of those, but I feel like you guys must have some water stains around your house. A little ring, cup ring.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just talking like glasses and stuff because we
like
do have water. We have water rings like in the ceiling. If you need, if lime will almost help.
That's a different problem.
It has not. Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll come over and see what I can
patch
do.
up my roof
With baking soda and like a little duct tape. So there's one with water rings, like removing water rings from a tabletop. Apparently you put a damp towel on it and then an iron over it, and supposedly, I don't know, the water ring will go.
I definitely got some rings on. We got some rings on this table.
Yeah, you got,
and that's on me.
Got more rings than Herschel Walker.
We all do.
Okay, so I'm gonna come kick some of that stuff up. I've got a microwave cleaning hack I'm gonna check out. So I think what I'll probably do is maybe film some segments of me trying these hacks out, and we can insert them later on. So that's the hacks. And then finally, of course, personal attacks. I've told you all many times about my strong feelings about specifically NBA players' beards. So once the season starts back up, I'm going to have a lot to say about the shitty beards. And today, my personal attack is going to be geared at someone who, I'm too ill-informed to know if they really deserve it. But I did read a Scientific American, I don't know if it's an opinion, there's an opinion article on Scientific American about the James Webb Telescope. Have you read?
Yes.
You see, so obviously, I think all of you have probably seen the amazing images from the new telescope.
I did see that, yeah.
Oh, Vanessa, you gotta look at space.
I haven't seen them. I haven't.
You gotta look at space. Tonight, when you get blunted, I need you to go look at some deep space images. It is.
Will do.
Ooh,
Done.
boy, sure
The right say less.
Yeah.
Now you asked Vanessa to stay blunted, Erin. What does that mean? I thought.
Oh, well,
No, I don't.
For example, when a young person of means wants to elevate their thought or alleviate their anxiety or enjoy life, they might get blunted, which would be sort of rolling an herbal supplement inside of a different leaf and then igniting it and inhaling it.
I'm really confused. Is this a metaphor for being concise and honest to the detriment of? Is that?
No.
No, we're definitely talking about smoking weed.
But blunt. Well, let's look up the definition of
Okay.
blunt. I think.
Travis, did we mislead you?
I was confused from the start.
From the
start, I was confused. Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of it.
Is there a double meaning to this? My God.
Keeping it family friendly, and then that's exactly what it is. It's just an honest group of
get the fuck out of town, you bunch of stoners.
It's legal, it's fine.
Travis just thought he was going to be telling us the truth. That's what he thought.
Truthful Travis.
We were just going to get to the bottom of some things.
Okay, so
what's keeping you from growing is
we have a therapy segment.
Listen, I don't think that joke's very good. If I'm being completely honest.
No, probably could have done without it.
Okay, I have actually only positive opinions about your bandana right now, Travis. I think that's great stuff. Okay, so the deal, this opinion that I read on Scientific American is about, James Webb, after whom this new fancy telescope, the most powerful, fanciest telescope that has ever been in existence, named for this a NASA scientist, James Webb. This opinion article says, because he basically was in leadership in NASA at a time when there were a lot of pretty out and out anti-gay policies. So this person in the opinion article, I'll cite to be fair, Chanda Prescott Weinstein, Sarah Tuttle, Lucianne Walkowitz. Boy, I didn't realize it was going to be a long list. Anyways, and Brian Nord. This is from something from last year. But their stance is that, you know, that maybe it glorifies this like age of homophobia and other basically lack of equal rights at the time in NASA and of course the whole federal government. So they think it should be renamed. And I think it should be renamed because why are we naming it after a dead man? Why aren't we naming it something fun and exciting and cool? We got so much opportunity, and I feel like y'all could probably help me on this. Just floating a couple, the eye in the sky, big space vision, deep space tube. I know opportunity's already taken, but that seems good to me. You guys,
opportunity too.
More opportunities.
Big opportunity.
Why not name it something whimsical?
It should have a better name.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could call it like the big lookup.
Something.
We could do like an acronym. Big BL.
Big looking telescope. BLT.
BLT. Big looking. There we go. We made it. We made it there.
That's better.
BLT. I love it.
So that's my very light light touch personal attack this week, but I'll have some salties for you all in the future as I try to cultivate once again snacks, hacks, and personal attacks.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I can make anybody a title screen if they want. I'm pretty good at moving text around. So
yeah, all right. I'm gonna send you some stuff.
Okay, all right.
See if you can move it around.
Yeah.
So this is my promise to you: is I'll come to you next time with either snacks, hacks, or personal attacks. Maybe a little bit of everything.
Okay, well, we'll hold you to
Lovely.
that. Good job, Erin.
Great job, Erin.
Thanks,
Erin.
Good
3 for 3.
That was fun. 3 for 3. All right, here we go. The last leg of the
fourth
relay.
quarter, baby.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
From half court.
In the fourth quarter, that's when. All right, time for the headliner, baby. It's Trangus' section.
Trangus time.
Here we go. All right, so you guys are gonna notice I'm when I edit this video, for people who are listening, you're not gonna get this, but if you watch it on YouTube, I will refer to some photos that I will be putting in the Zoom chat and then also editing into the YouTube. Also, I just wanted to say, as far as sources go, I just used Wikipedia, and there was this one article called The Blue People of Troublesome Creek by a woman named Kathy Trost in Science Magazine in like 1982. And that's
Science
actually
Magazine. That sounds real.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's sorry, well, you're not gonna fucking believe this, guys. All right, I just want to so that's where a lot of this comes from, but I want to start just by talking a little bit about like a little bit of background, because what I'm basically talking about is genetic mutations, and specifically like the kind that happen when there's like interbreeding or like inbreeding amongst people, which is usually how it happens. By the way, I actually have a pretty like an easy way to show this. Let me see if I can just copy this and send it to you guys. So I think this illustrates it the best, what I'm about to be talking about. I don't know.
Snacks, hacks, and personal attacks.
Yeah, I just steal Erin's thing. Why is this not fucking working? I'm going out. I'm losing my fucking mind right now. All right.
So excited, which is what Travis wrote earlier for about our podcast coming out tonight.
Travis woke up skipping today. He was so happy.
Yeah,
He was just
I was happy.
frolicking around the living room.
Schemes, beautiful schemes. Beautiful schemes. He goes and waters his little crop of schemes that's out the window box. Plucks one. Grinds it into a powder and snorts it.
Every day.
Every day. That's how you gotta wake up. Also, while we're on schemes, I found something out. Swisher is giving away $100,000. All you gotta do is like enter every day for it's like 38 days away. Like basically you just got to post a picture or a video and tell them what you would do with the $100,000. You can enter every day, once a day. And then they're going to pick like $100,000 winner and 6 like $2,500 winners. But I feel like if we all 4 just enter every day, we could even just put our comedy clips in there. Like,
Yeah.
You are scheming. I
like,
hear you scheming.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell them I'm going to hire Kobayashi. And just have him.
I'm going to tell them something different every day.
Kobayashi's going to eat 100 Swisher Sweets.
I'm going to smoke a Swisher for every hot dog Kobayashi.
Ooh.
I'm going to do this.
It's gonna be a
Oh,
lot
I
of
want
fun.
A respectful exchange, not for speed.
I feel like if anybody knew the hot dog stuff that I was talking about, they were probably screaming that I left out this past July 4th for the most recent one. Joey Chestnut, while he's eating hot dogs, a protester came up and tried to protest while he was eating hot dogs, and he choked that man out and continued to eat hot dogs after
Joey
that.
Chestnut acted security during his own protest.
He like threw the dude to the ground. Security came, got on him, and he kept eating. And I think he was pissed because he's like every year he's trying to go for the record, like he's
Right.
competing against himself. But that 20 seconds it took to beat that man's ass or whatever, he ended up just having like, a regular like 64 hot dogs or whatever. And
could have had the record.
Yeah, but that was like a thing that went around a couple weeks ago, was him slamming down a protester while he was eating his hot dogs.
But like, what was he protesting?
That was my question.
It was something about
Hot dogs?
like the human, like animal cruelty type thing. So it's somebody within Nathan's is doing something fucked up to animals, or
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So it was like deeper than the contest.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
well, like if y'all saw like the Minnesota Timberwolves in the past playoffs had like people coming on trying to protest. That lady tried to super glue her hand to the court. Did y'all see that?
What was that about? I saw some of this.
It was because like the owner is like, I want to say he owns like Tyson Chicken or whatever, and they just throw chickens in the dark and cages and stuff, and like just treat So I think the hot dog protest was like of a similar thing of like, however whatever hot dog farm they're treating these hot dogs inhumanely.
Okay.
We ready?
Chase, thank you so much for vamping.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you,
No.
bud.
We're ready now. So I checked Slack. You guys see what I posted there, the autosomal recessive. So I just wanted to kind of like explain how this works to a certain degree.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to take notes. This is going to be.
Yeah. No, you got to, bro. No, you got to. So basically the way it works is this is like one of the most simple genetic mutation ways. If you wind up with like a father and a mother who are both unaffected, but they have like the mutated gene, then when they have kids, right, you're going to get a mix. So, you have a 1 in 4 chance of having a kid that doesn't inherit the mutated gene, but then you have a 2 in 4 chance of having kids that inherit one, half of the mutated gene, but then you're going to have
inherit the gene, but don't display the whatever.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Unaffected. So one kid who doesn't even get the gene, 2 kids who are unaffected, and then 1 in 4 chance of a kid who winds up with both of the mutations from both parents, and they wind up with the mutation. So when we talk about like these kind of genetic mutations, the most popular thing that people refer to is the Habsburg line of because
Royals.
Of royals.
Old-timey royales.
Yeah, most of our cultural examples of these types of problems come from European nobility attempting to maintain some kind of family bloodline.
Tut.
Which they did it, I guess, to maintain control over land, which is a really funny thing, is that like that was just, they're like, sorry, you got to marry your cousin so we can keep this hectare of land over here. You don't have a choice. You just have to marry your cousin.
If you don't, they're gonna build a strip mall on it. We gotta do this.
Ye old 1470 strip mall.
Yeah. So that wasn't a great system, and it caused some truly fucked up looking Caucasians. And like I mentioned, the House of Habsburg, and that was an Australian and Spanish dynasty. It was one of the most prominent royal houses of Europe in like the second millennia. And while European nobility commonly married with the same extended family to retain property, like I said, the Spanish and Austrian Habsburgs were unusual in the degree to which they followed this policy.
Because they were into it. They were just into
Yeah,
it.
they liked it.
Yeah. You're like, no, there's something about this.
They were being all sassy about it and stuff.
Of 11 marriages contracted by Spanish monarchs between 1450 and 1661, the vast majority contained some element of consanguinity.
Consanguination? No,
Consanguinity, which is like a
Ooh.
really fancy word of saying
shared
they shared
blood.
Yeah, no.
I know my
that's-
morphemes.
Yep.
Whoa.
So while
I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Just
So
Oh.
they like have some shared DNA.
no,
Yes.
I know,
So, like,
I know. I just
incest,
have literally never
basically.
heard that word.
consanguinity. Well, I like the word just because it's like such a fancy way of saying they were inbred.
I like saying
So-
they're inbred. That's
Yeah, I guess why am I trying to make it fancy? These people
the small
were,
circle.
They were just having these like horribly deformed kids, and they're like, "I'm sorry, we can't stop this, or our yard will be smaller." And I
Look.
love mowing the yard.
We've come this far.
I love
Okay.
having my slaves mow the yard. My
Yeah,
serfs.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what happened with the Habsburgs is they got something called a Habsburg jaw. So I will send that to you guys as well. That's
Give
like
me the
most-
jaw, baby.
Yeah.
This is
This
going to come
is-
up in future episodes when I'm roasting people's beards.
Habsburg jaw is what's called
Habsburg's jaw.
Habsburg.
Habsburg.
Huh.
That's so the line was Habsburg, and then they would all wind up looking like really messed up, and then
Oh.
King Charles II. Can't
Gotcha.
remember the name of.
Ooh, that,
You see that
that
guy?
thing is
Ooh.
that thing is
Yeah.
John.
Yikes.
And that was they were trying to make him look good in that photo. You know what I mean? Like someone painted that, and he's the leader. He
Oof.
was their king since he was 3 years old. So that's the king. You got to make him.
Oh,
how do
wise
you-
king.
You got to make it look like him, but you can't make him look like he looks. You know what I mean? It's bad.
Yo, he's hideous in a painting, so I can only
Yeah.
imagine how he looked in regular life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, but
So-
like I don't know, when you're a king though, like that, like you just go, you know what? This is what is attractive. That's what it is. Okay. It's your jaw.
Yeah, that's
out
true.
as
You
far
have that
'cause I'm
power.
the fucking king. I'm the
Yeah.
prettiest.
And I'm surprised they didn't beard that shit up, man. Put a little powerful goatee on that thing. See, I
It
got
might have
beard
made it worse.
opinions.
It might
Don't
have made it
cover that
worse.
thing up. You show it off.
He also may not have been able to grow a beard, you know.
That is-
Yeah.
A
that is
contemporary
generations
reported.
of incest right there. You
Yep.
show that thing off, all right? His great
Mm.
great grandmother worked for that shit.
Forgive me for being fucking pure. Ugh. Knocking
He's just
shit on
calling
the
everybody a
tables.
mixed breed.
Bunch of
So-
fucking mutts. Bunch of mutts out here.
All right.
Okay,
A
Travi.
contemporary reported this was so pronounced in Charles that he swallowed his food without thoroughly chewing, which resulted in frequent stomach problems. So he just had to like throat whatever food he
Yeah.
was gonna eat.
'Cause it's
Like a
Tinker.
pelican?
This is
he
really
actually-
getting us back to Chase's Kobayashi.
I was about to say he actually ate 78 hot dogs in 12 minutes. I was trying to get there.
Oh.
I was like putting my hand up, like what?
Let me do the
joke.
So he could have beat the bear, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, yeah, he's scared of
Oh.
that fucking bear.
So Charles experienced extended periods of ill health throughout his life. Historian John Langdon Davies summarized his life as follows: "Of no man is it more true to say that in his beginning was his end. From the day of his birth, they were waiting for his death." So
Ooh,
yeah.
god damn.
when I took genetics in college, I remember very specifically my professor saying like, genetic mutations are like shooting a shotgun at a bicycle. Like it's rarely gonna work better. So, you know, in popular culture, like X-Men and everything, it's like, oh, this mutation gave him an extra power. And it's like almost always it's bad. So that was just my example to get us into this, because I don't actually care about talking about the Habsburgs. I want to focus on my favorite, which happened it started in 1820 in Kentucky and spanned for 6 generations. And that's the Blue Fugates. So these were blue people. They were literally blue. Like if you saw them, they are the color blue.
What's the year?
1820.
And they don't have painted portrait money, I imagine.
Actually, there is a painting. I will post it in the Slack channel now.
Hell yeah.
There's always a painting.
There's always
Pics or
yeah,
they weren't that blue, is what I have to say.
exactly. Well, that's the annoying thing is like they were very sensitive about it. So there's not a lot.
I fucking bet they were.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
I'm just like, imagine seeing that out in the wild, just walking like
because they weren't like
Just
in
a fucking
cities.
Smurf?
Like you would just if you were wandering around in like the middle of nowhere in Kentucky, you would see these people.
Oh
and
my God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so there was just these blue people.
Yeah.
We're
running
looking
around
at some blue
Kentucky.
people. I'm so glad that the respectfully the video viewing audience at home. I'm sorry that for our jaw dropped silence. That is ridiculous.
that's
terrifying.
crazy.
Those
Yeah.
children.
Because I feel
terrifying.
like since it is a painting, it might have been like worse in actual life,
Same.
you know?
Oh boy, that is nutty. Okay, get
That's
after it, Travis.
crazy.
Who's mommy, daddy, own grandpa?
Okay, I just got
And
back.
also,
What
is that
happened?
what this? Is this family what the song "I'm My Own Grandpa" is based off of?
I don't know that song, but yeah, there was somebody
you
was their own
serious?
grandfather in this. Let's see.
Huh. That's crazy.
So the disease that this actually was, let's actually talk about what it was. There is a disease called methemoglobinemia, which is a very hard word to say, but very easy to explain. And by the way, this whole thing, if you look up like blue people, you will see a lot of references to this Oprah episode where they had a blue man on, and I'll post the blue man here in the Slack so you guys can see it. This is something different though. This type of blue man, which there's a lot of stuff trying to say that this guy's one of the Blue Fugates, but that's not accurate. So can you guys see that I just posted? This is a different this is a different
this
disease.
dude's just a dumbass, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. What he has is called argyria, which is when you're dumb and you just ingest a bunch of colloidal silver, which is another way to turn yourself blue. But that was just like people used to use it as like an antibiotic. So I guess this guy thought that like, that it was some miracle cure. So he rubbed it all over his face and drank a bunch of it, and he just turned Papa Smurf blue.
Wowie.
Yeah, but that's a different type of blue. The one we're talking about, methemoglobinemia, is basically it changes your hemoglobin. So these people's blood is like dark brown, right? And there's not a lot of cases of this. There was some guys in Northern Ireland, they called the Blue Men of Lurgan, and they had it. And there was some indigenous people in Alaska that at some point they had it, because that's how they kind of figured out what this is. So I'm going to tell you now, like the story of the Blue Fugates, because it all started, they like tracked it back. It started with this guy named Martin Fugate, who was a French orphan that immigrated to Kentucky in 1820 to claim land on the shores of Troublesome Creek. So anyone want to guess why he was an orphan? Because we don't know, but boy, I bet it's because his parents were related. We don't know that Martin was blue. The family lore says he was, but either way, he managed somehow to find and marry a woman who had a mutation in the same gene for methemoglobinemia.
Okay, gotcha. So we don't know whether or not they were blue at the time.
No, we don't know. Everyone says, so that's the thing too, is like, these are very poor people who moved in the middle of nowhere in Kentucky. There were no roads, there were no railroads. They just moved out there and lived, right? So like, they really have no contact with anyone. And it was just a thing for them that like some of them happened to be blue. And that was something they would always say is like, there's only a few families out there. So the kids would just marry each other and have kids. And that would propagate the line over a course of like 160 years, Fugates married other Fugates. Sometimes they married first cousins. Sometimes they married the people who lived close to them. The families were the Combses, the Smiths, Richies, and Stacys.
Sorry, I just want to say that me and Vanessa's faces are so troubled right now. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They all lived in isolation from the world.
Just stop having kids. Oh.
Yeah, bunched in
You gotta have somebody to mow your lawn though, don't you?
Right? Somebody got to work on the farm.
And that's the thing is back in the day, you had as many kids as possible, right? So that's why there were so many of them. They were bunched up in log cabins, and it was, they were like, oh, it's only natural that you married the girl next door, even if she had the same last name. That's how far out there these people were, where like they didn't even have context to, how weird that was, I guess.
They deserve to be blue. That's what I say.
I don't agree. I don't think it's their fault.
I think it's their fault they were fucking their cousins.
Well, they did fuck themselves blue. Initially, I think that it was a problem, but I think later, like it was like two random people from Kentucky could meet and like have kids, and one of those kids could turn out to be blue, and like how would they know that they were related?
Because the kids
unless
blue.
they got like a DNA test. Well, yeah, now they know,
Yeah.
right? Now they know.
That's the worst way to find out your cousins is when your baby comes out blue.
God damn it.
Right?
Like, God, I didn't ask 2 questions. I didn't fucking ask.
By the way, who's your uncle?
Just,
Right?
Is it my daddy?
Oh no.
So there's a coal miner and an amateur genealogist who is from the
Walk into a
area.
bar.
Yeah, and he says when they settled this country back then, there was no roads. It was hard to get out, so they intermarried. And like they all make it sound like it's like this very like. But here's my thing: is this was 6 generations, and this is where like I was defending them earlier. But to me, if you had 6 generations to build a road to find other people to have sex with,
To get the fuck out of this hole, this holler.
yeah, it is
Kentucky?
weird, right?
Yeah.
And that same guy says he has Fugate blood in his own veins, and he made like his own genealogy, and he's quoted as saying, "If you'll notice, I'm kin to myself," which is amazing. So yeah, 6 generations. This is how. So, and now I'll tell you the story of like how they found out about all this, because this was all happening in the middle of nowhere. So it's not like it was common. It was just like randomly, if you went out to the boonies in Kentucky, you might hear stories about blue people. But when they found them, what happened was 6 generations after Martin Fugate immigrated to Kentucky, his great-great-great-great-grandson, kid named Benji Stacy, was born, and he was born blue. And the doctors were all freaking out because they didn't know about this very rare genetic disease. So they were like prepping everything. And then his grandmother spoke up and was just like, "Hey, have you ever heard of the Blue Fugates of Troublesome Creek?" And the doctors hadn't. And she just explained to them like, "Yeah, my grandmother, Luna, on my dad's side was a Blue Fugate. It was really bad in her." She said the doctors finally came to the conclusion that Benji's color was due to blood inherited from generations back. So like they were able to be like, "Oh my God, this is like a crazy genetic mutation." By the way, that
No,
kid
they were like not enough leeches, bad humors, bleed her out. They didn't say genetic mutation.
Yeah,
They're like, that's the devil.
no, I mean this was in the 1980s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still, it's Kentucky.
Still the devil.
Well, the kid lost his blue color because I guess when you're a baby, you just you don't have as much of the enzyme, which is the mutation is in an enzyme called diapherase, and as a baby, you just don't have it. But as you get older, you just your body makes more. So after a while, he turned to a normal color again. He still turns like blue in his fingers when he gets cold or upset, I guess.
It was
When he's
blue season.
Doing spells.
That's kind of cool.
Blue
That's
season.
like a superpower.
It's one of those spoons that changed color when you put it in the milk.
At this
Yeah.
weather, my blue just starts acting up. I don't know.
Yeah. So the guy who figured out, the guy who like solved the let's see, I guess
coal miner?
No, it wasn't the coal miner. That was just a random guy who knew about it. But there was this guy named Madison Cawein, who I think is like the son of a famous poet or something from Kentucky. But He worked at the University of Kentucky's Lexington Medical Clinic in 1960. They said Colwayne is no stranger to eccentricities of the body. He helped isolate an antidote for cholera. He did some of the early work on L-Dopa, the drug for Parkinson's disease. But his first love, which he developed as an Army medical technician in World War II, was hematology, or the study of blood. Blood cells always look so beautiful to me, he said. Yeah, he's like a weirdo. He's like a big blood guy. I'm a bloodman. So Colwayne heard about them, and he would just drive back and forth around the area where
on their nice roads.
Yeah.
To other places.
Just kind of like around. Like he was literally just scouring and trying to like find one of them because he wanted to find out what made them blue. And then randomly he met this nurse named Ruth Pendergrass, and she told him that she had a woman who came in and was completely blue. And she was like freaking out about it. So she's like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. She's one of the Blue Fugates. And so they were able to like go out and actually find them. And like, by the way, all these people are super cagey and just like, you know, way out in the middle of nowhere. They do not want to be found. They do not want to talk to you about why they are blue. And so trudging up and down the hollows, fending off, and this is a quote, the two mean dogs that everyone had in their front yard, which is like, everyone has guard dogs, I guess. They said they would like see someone blue and like chase after them. And it's like, well, that's not a good way to catch them. And then eventually
they're fast.
Yeah. And then eventually two more blue people walked into the clinic, and he examined them, and they started trying to like chart the family, and he drew blood from them, and they were like humiliated. Like there's a whole thing about like they wouldn't look at anybody, and they really hated being there, you know, clearly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so the doctor was like looking for what might be making people blue, and luckily he found this an article written by a doctor in Anchorage who was trying to treat some indigenous people that had been having issues with their blood that was similar, and he worked out that it was this mutation of the diaphragmase enzyme or whatever. So this Colwayne guy was like, oh, you know, if that's true, because it's basically, it has to do with like just the chemical equilibrium in your blood. So his trick to cure them was he gave them a dye called methylene blue, which is ironic because it's just a very blue dye. And he would just have them take it. And then it's just because it was an electron donor. This is chemistry, but that changed the equilibrium in the blood enough that it would release the oxygen. So they would turn from blue back to like normal white people, like pinkish color kind of. Anyways, they thought he was an idiot when he was like, you should just take this blue dye. It'll make you turn like regular color again. Yeah. And there's like a lot of them just being like, this guy's the stupidest, like what? And then they took it and immediately just changed back to normal color, apparently.
No.
Yeah. It was, so that's there are no more Blue Fugates, because even if there are, they just take the, you know, a very basic medication.
That is amazing. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't happen to be, and the cure is not like something about changing their blood chemistry.
Well, no, it's literally, I mean, so the weird thing about them is this is like a crazy mutation, and technically it should have been like very, what they call deleterious to your health, which is like, it should have lowered your life expectancy. But apparently these people were just tough and were living to like 80, 90 years old, having like 14, 16 kids, and like really propagating. So yeah, that's one of the other mysteries, is like, how come this didn't like hurt them more than you would think? Like they were turning blue because their bodies were not getting enough oxygen. But, you know, I guess if you don't know any different, you know, what does that even feel like? I don't know how to like even explain that. But none of the family who was alive wanted to talk about whether or not the family that was dead were blue, right? Because they just were like, you know, leave them alone. Don't talk about them that way.
Leave Jeb alone. Do not taint his legacy.
Ain't hurt nobody.
Ain't hurt nobody being blue.
As coal mining
so
and the railroads. What?
I said they were so inclusive.
Yeah. As coal mining and the railroads brought progress to Kentucky, the Blue Fugates started moving out of their communities and marrying other people. The strain of inherited blue. Yeah, they made it. They made it.
Yes. Only took 100 years.
Yeah. And that inherited blue began to disappear as it kind of got like washed out down the line. Benji Stacy, that kid who came in blue, he's one of the last of the Blue Fugates. With Fugate blood on both his mother and his father's side, the boy could have received genes from the enzyme deficiency from either direction because the boy was intensely blue at birth, but then recovered his normal skin tones. Yeah, they were like, no, he's like, yeah.
It's a bright blue baby boy.
Yeah,
Right, like Blue Man Group.
Benji is assumed to have inherited only one gene for the condition. Some people tend to be very blue only at birth because newborns normally have smaller amounts of diapherase. Okay, so that's what I was saying earlier. The enzyme eventually builds to normal levels in most children and almost normal levels in those like Benji who only carry one gene. Right, so there are no more Blue Fugates today. Benji might still be alive, but he's not blue anymore. But
Blues.
for about 160 years, if you wandered through the wilderness in Kentucky, there was a pretty good chance you would see a blue person and no one would be there to explain why.
Amazing.
And no one would believe you.
Yeah.
No, right.
And you get
Right.
shot
I'm telling
if
you,
you
he
ask
was blue.
somebody, you're like, why so blue? And they're like, if you think I haven't fucking heard that before, I will shoot you in the face.
Right.
Yeah.
They get all offended. Like, you don't even know what you're saying. Okay. Disrespect my grandmother.
It's the shadows. Well done, Travis.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
shit, Travis. It's funny that they can like take a pill, right? That's what you said. It's like take a pill and they fucking were.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
literally a dye. Like it's the same,
Mhm.
like I'm wearing a blue shirt. It might even
Mhm.
be the same dye they use for the shirt. I used to use methylene blue all the time when I
I'm
was
glad
like
you
in
quit
school.
that shit.
Yeah, man. I didn't like you when you was on that, man.
Of
You
course,
weren't Trangus.
It's a very common reagent used in labs and stuff. I have a biochemistry degree, so there was a lot of like lab.
Yeah, we
work.
here.
And, yeah, no, I had to. Oh, you think I wasn't gonna know? Point that out. Took me
I'm
5 years.
Surprised it took this long.
Years. But anyways, it's a very common dye that they use in chemistry all the time for like titrations and stuff like that. And it
Yeah, of
just so
course.
happened to be like something non-lethal that they could give. So if you take that, it lowers the amounts of methemoglobin in your blood, which increases the amounts of regular hemoglobin in your blood, which turns you not blue.
Pink.
So would it have worked on the Oprah dummy?
No, that's different.
So he's just blue, and there's a pill to make you not blue, but not for him.
Not for him. No.
He chose that life.
You
Yeah.
chose it. You
He
gotta
had-
sit in it. Tell
Yeah.
Oprah what you did.
Yeah.
Tell Oprah what you did.
I'll put the video in the details of this so people can watch that Oprah video. It's like her and Dr. Oz, who fucking sucks. Fuck him. And they're just talking.
He's running
to
with
this guy.
Herschel Walker, actually.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Vanessa can cover Dr. Oz next time.
Man, we really managed to kind of keep this together, didn't we? This was cohesive this
Yeah.
episode.
A couple
Yeah.
pros.
Yeah.
That's because that's because not all of us have a degree in it, but we got chemistry, baby.
Hey.
Hey, blood people, baby.
Love people. You down with BPP?
Yeah, you know me.
All right, who's got plugs?
July 24th, I'm headlining at Tacoma Comedy Club. Vanessa Dawn is opening for me.
Yeah.
I'm on the calendar and everything. Come out and see both of us.
Right.
Yup.
July.
Follow me
20
on social, baby.
Yes, at Erin Engel, right? On
Nope,
everything?
not even close.
Oh,
Don't
Ingle
you remember
time.
the dots?
Ingle time
I
on
put-
Twitter, at Erin Ingle time with some periods in between on Instagram. Travis, you're doing a smart thing. That's a really smart thing that you did. I love and respect it. It was very good. Very well
Do you
done.
have
I'll
like
have to make me a background.
chemistry degree or some type?
Yeah, I'm real smart, guys. Big smarty.
Sorry, plug your show, Travis.
Oh, I'm headlining Club Comedy in Seattle on Capitol Hill July 22nd and 23rd. So come see me. That'll be great. Buy tickets. Check them out. Subscribe to the Blunt People YouTube channel and my own YouTube channel, Travis Nelson Comedy. And if you check out my website, I got a bunch of different stuff. So I have like a bunch of different web series and stuff on my YouTube. And on my website, if you're interested, I have a bunch of short fiction, which people have recently started commenting on. So that's cool. I know like 1% of people actually read books, so I didn't expect anyone to actually look at my short fiction, but if you want to, it's there.
And the comments are open, baby. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, it'll hurt my feelings real bad. I'm real sensitive about that.
Right. And this just in, guess who's hosting for Travis at Club Comedy on the 22nd?
Wait,
It's
seriously?
me.
You didn't tell me that?
Love it.
It's just in, Travis. It's just in.
Yeah,
Wow,
breaking
okay.
news.
Oh, that's amazing.
Breaking news. You didn't know, but now you do.
Yup. Subscribe to our newsletter
yeah,
on
check us out.
thebluntpeople.com. We have a
Yes, and then
website.
come to the Blackout in
Blackout.
Capitol Hill, Seattle, every fourth Thursday of the month. The only all-black comedy showcase in Seattle. And your girl helps make it happen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. I'm going to be in Minneapolis on the weekend of the, it's in Minneapolis on the 22nd, 23rd. So hopefully our spread, has reached the Midwest by then,
Yeah, I think we will.
Absolutely.
Somebody in the Midwest gonna hear this.
Go tell Erin you heard her on the Blunt People podcast.
There it
Make
is.
sure that- yeah. And,
Rad.
is that the word, baby bird?
That's the word, baby bird.
That's the word, baby.
Stay
The
blunted.
end. What does that mean?
What does
is
she
that?
mean?
Is that a drug thing?
Is that a drug thing? Is a good
Oh, geez.
sign off.